Somebody there. How y'all doing today? I don't know. Can't tell exactly who that is. I ain't popped up just yet, but thank y'all for tuning in. I always like to give a good 5 minutes and make sure people get in. Whoever wants to join in. I know a lot of people watch it later on, so I give a couple more minutes and then I go ahead and get started this lesson today because I don't want to hold y'all up too much today because it's Labor Day. I'm hoping everybody out there celebrating, and I'm hoping y'all have a good old-fashioned time and got some good old-fashioned barbecue going. So I'll just give a couple more minutes and I go ahead and get started. How y'all doing? I'll give it a few more seconds. I'll go ahead and get started. Actually, it's about 6:05 now. I always like to wait about 6:05, which I think it is about 6:05. So I think I will go ahead and get started for the day. So how's everybody doing today? Of course, I'm Brother John on behalf of the Lost Sheep Ministry, on behalf of River Lake Baptist Church. And we're here today to bring you with a message, man. I know it's Labor Day, so I try not to keep y'all too long. But, of course, I'm not making no promises. I'm just going to do what the Spirit will have me to do today. But I thank you all for joining me today. I hope everybody having a good, safe Labor Day. I definitely enjoyed my day off. Got to sleep in a little bit, which I don't get to do all the time. And definitely appreciated that. And then went to my church, and we had our first barbecue in our new church building, which is pretty cool because this is the first social gathering we've had in the new building. As far as like one of the holidays, holidays for barbecue. So got to get some good hot barbecue today. So if y'all see me yarning anything a little bit as I go through this, then y'all know just because I ate a little too much. I ate way more than I wanted to eat, to be quite honest. But it was all good, so I had to go do it. So again, I pray everybody having a good, safe Labor Day. The weather turned out nice. It's definitely a good day to be outside and enjoy this warm weather before it started getting cold on us. So, but like I said, I'm trying not to keep you guys too long today. But it's a message that I want to go over today that I think affects all of us. It affects all of us, and it deals a lot with social media. Now, of course, they didn't have social media back in the Bible days, of course. But this is we kind of still do these things. We're gonna see in the story today. We're gonna be in the book of Proverbs. Not Proverbs, Genesis chapter 34, and we're gonna look at a story today that I think is important for us to understand, because we got to understand, since social media has came into our lives, it's been good and it's been bad. You know what I'm saying? Good, for instance, like right now, most of you guys never been to my church, don't even live in the area that I live in, but y'all able to hear my preaching and do these lessons because you go through social media. So that's a good one. But for the majority of the use of social media is bad, and it has really, really ruined our society in the sense that we got too many people too worried about what other people are doing. We got too many people that's worried about getting too heavily invested in other people's lives. And they doing it through social media. That's why everybody got to have their Instagram, they got to have their Snapchat, and they got to have this, and they got to have that. I got one social media platform, and that's Facebook. And that's it. Now, I do have a YouTube page to display my videos, but there's only one social media platform that I have, and it's Facebook. If I can't get in touch with you through Facebook, or you can't get in touch with me through Facebook, or you call me, then that's it. I don't know what else to tell you. I'm not getting all the other ones because I just really don't have time for them. And see, a majority of the reason why we use these things is to keep up with others. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to see what everybody else, keeping up with the world, trying to see what everybody else in the world is doing. And in reality, if we would get back to just focusing on our own lives and our own problems, because everybody got problems, and if you just get to focus on your own lives, your own problems, we won't have a lot of the backbiting and the bickering and everything that goes on. What up, Ashley? Glad you can make it, girl. I'm glad you're here today. I appreciate you being here. Just getting started, really. Just in my intro. But again, social media has done this. I believe social media has ruined us because it gets us so involved in other people's lives, and and the TV stations, they play into it. That's why if y'all saw the my Facebook post, I named this "The Dangers of Keeping Up with the Kardashians." Now I know I'm an old guy. My kids call me a boomer or whatever, and I know the Kardashian is not a big thing now, but that was the original one that I saw that really came out, and then everybody, of course, everything we're a nation of copycats, so everybody want to do the same thing they was doing. But I mean, it had a show called "Keeping Up with the Kardashians," and how many people have we seen that has done that, trying to live their life? How many of our women that we see do that? And I'm gonna let y'all know right ahead, women, I'm not getting on y'all tonight. It's gonna seem like I'm getting on y'all, and I'm not. This is not a woman bashing sermon. It's just that the story that we're gonna go through, the chapter we're gonna go through, is dealing with a woman and something she did that brought a lot of drama into her life. But it's not a woman bashing sermon. I want to let you know ahead of time. But I will say this thing that I'm talking about tonight is more prevalent among women than it is men. Men do it as well. Don't get me wrong. But it's more prevalent among women trying to keep up with other women, trying to outdo other women, trying to do the things they can do to get the same attention that other women has gotten. And they don't realize that puts you on a dangerous road. And that's why the title of today's message is "The Dangers of Keeping Up with the Kardashians." And again, I know the Kardashian people, most people don't even care about the Kardashians anymore, but that's just one I use because it's popular and it's known and people know exactly what I'm talking about. Because again, they had a show called "Keeping Up with Them," and that's what a lot of young girls try to do, try to go and be like them and do things to emulate them. And it's ruined our women. We no longer have women that are just happy with being a naturally beautiful person they are. We don't. I challenge you to find a young woman today. Now, some older women, they still got their old natural beauty. They don't do these things. But I challenge you to find any young woman today that don't have any kind of fake eyelashes or fake nails or fake titties or, I don't know, is titties the right word? I don't know if I should be saying that. I don't think there's a curse word, but my bad. But fake titties and fake butts and fake lips and tummy tucks. I mean, it'll be hard pressed to find any woman that haven't had one of those things done to alter their body. And why they doing it? Because they trying to keep up with somebody else. Oh, her eyelashes is beautiful, and they got her the cover of a Cover Girl magazine, so I'm gonna go get some fake ones on so I can look like her. She's known for her butt. I know that's what the Kardashian was known for, her booty, and that, of course, the little porn tape that she made. So I got to go give me some butt injection so I can have a booty like her, and maybe I get that same attention. You see, and that's what happened when you try to keep up with others, man. And you might get that attention, and you got a real, it used to be Keeping Up with the Joneses, and that's what I'm going to name it, actually, Keeping Up with the Joneses. But I think the Kardashian is a more modern version of that, and that's why I use Kardashian instead of the Joneses. But yeah, and that's ruining us because social media has given us that platform to where we can keep up with everybody else. We can keep up with the Jones. We can see what the Kardashians is doing. We can see what people are doing all the way across the United States, all the way in another country. And then we try to emulate what they're doing and not realize that's not for us. Oh, I got to say breasts. Okay, I'm sorry. I said that. Okay, I guess I shouldn't say it. My bad, y'all. I apologize if that offended anybody. I try to say breasts. But you get my point, though. My point is this. It is hard pressed to find any naturally beautiful woman these days. And I got daughters and I love them to death. And I try not to be a old fogey and they old timey days, just don't know what you're talking about. But I try my best to encourage them. Y'all don't need this makeup. You don't need all this makeup on. You don't need these fake eyelashes. You don't need these fake nails. Just be happy with who you are. Be happy with the way God made you. Because you got to understand, the way God made you is for a specific reason. There's a specific person in your world that's going to be attracted to you because of the way you look. So if you go out there and start making yourself look fake, start getting all these fake things and fake accessories added onto yourself, then you're going to miss that person that is truly meant for you because that's not what they was looking for. And we got to understand that. But why do we do this? Why do we do this as a society? Like I said, women and men do it too, but women, like I said, I'm not getting on y'all, but it's more prevalent among y'all. But why do we do this? And the reason why we're doing these things and altering ourselves and try to be something we're not, because we're no longer living by the Spirit. You know what I'm saying? We're living by, instead of living by the Spirit, we're living by the worldly standards. And we're trying to keep up with the world. and you run into a problem when you do that. This is all going to be introduction. I got a long introduction, and then the lesson won't be as long. But if you follow along, and this is our introduction, y'all don't know when I'm getting to the actual lesson when I start praying. But if you follow along, if this is part of my introduction, I want to go to the book of Galatians, and I suppose I had it marked, but I didn't mark it. But it's important, and it kind of explains to us why we're in this situation where we do these things and living these kind of ways, because we've gotten away from living for God. We're living for ourselves. If you go to the book of Galatians chapter 5, verses 25 and 26, it tells us this. It says, if we are living now by the Holy, and this is the New Living Translation, it says, we are living now by the Holy Spirit. Let us follow the Holy Spirit's leading in every part of our lives. Let us not become conceited or irritate one another or be jealous of one another. See, it said if you live by your spirit, you won't be worrying about Kim Kardashian's butt. You'll be happy with the butt you got, even if it is flat, because you live by your spirit. You know that's how your maker made you. You see, but we're not living by the spirit anymore. We're living by the flesh. And so we got to do what we need to do to keep up with all these other people. Well, she getting all this attention. She got a million likes on Instagram because she got this big butt, or she got a million likes on Instagram because she got these big fake boobs. So let me go get it so I can get that same attention. And that's what we're doing. We're living for the world instead of living for our spirit. And it's taking us down a path. You know, it's taking down a path, and there's a lot of dangers in there. And that's what we're going to see in the lesson that we're going to go through tonight, the dangers of trying to keep up with the Kardashians, the dangers of keeping up with the Jones. Like I said, I'm not picking on the Kardashians. I know they've kind of changed their ways since they first came out. But again, this is just the most popular one, and it's a lot more modern than keeping up with the Joneses. But there's danger, and I want to bring that out in the story that we're going to go through tonight. You know, because what women got to understand is this: when out there they're altering their bodies and they doing these things to change their appearance and change themselves, you got to understand, in the eyes of a real man, changing your body on the outside is not what makes you beautiful. Like, notice I said a real man. I ain't gonna say all men, because there are some superficial men out there. But if you're trying to get you a real man, somebody that's going to really be there for you, somebody that's going to really take you in and love you for who you are, then changing your outward appearance is not going to do anything for them. A real man is not going to be attracted by your outside appearance. A real man is going to be attracted by what's in your heart. And we see that over in the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, verses 30 and 31. It says this about beauty and all this charm that these women kind of kill themselves trying to go get. It says in verse 30, it said, charm is deceptive and beauty does not last. But a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Reward her for all she has done, and let her deeds publicly declare her praise. See, a real man is going to be looking for a woman that fears the Lord. Because, you know, a woman that fears the Lord is going to be a woman that's there for them. Like, you know, like I don't see, like I see people, these couples on Facebook and stuff, and these guys going out, they women in half dress, you know, got a skirt on so tight that you don't have to even guess if she got on panties or not, because you can clearly see it, and have her chest hanging out. And I'm like, man, I can't believe somebody would let it. And it's not a controlling thing. It's just that that's supposed to be for me. I don't want every man that she come across looking at that. You know what I'm saying? Why is she dressing like that? You know what I'm saying? Why is she doing that? And who is she still? If she got me already, then why she comes dressing like that to attract, you know what I'm saying, to attract the attention of these other men? Because there's some men out there, they don't care if she married. They'll still make their move, or they'll still do something. Especially if she going out, you know, a girls' night, and you see her going out, it's just girls' night, you're not even going with her, and she walking out and half a booty hanging out the back of her dress. You know what I'm saying? Why would you want your woman going out there doing those type of things? But see, a godly woman wouldn't do that. You don't have to worry about that with a godly woman. And that's what it's saying here in Proverbs. A godly woman, see, all that stuff is deceptive. You know what I'm saying? That beauty does not last. But a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. And that's what you want to be. You want to be that woman that fears the Lord, because that would bring out your true beauty by putting your faith and trust in the Lord and not trying to get the attention of the world and all these worldly people. Because when these worldly people comes in your life, there's certain dangers that comes along with that, and you have to be aware of that. You know, so that's why I say, and like I said, women, I'm not getting on y'all, but I say collectively, you know, it is more prevalent among women than it is men. Because if you look up the numbers, I looked up the numbers, it says women on average collectively spend about $500 billion a year on cosmetic items and procedures. See, there are 500 billion, that's a half $1 trillion on just makeup and all kind of dyes for your hair and getting all these procedures to make yourself look like something you are, to make you to this fake person that you really not you're really not. And the reason why you do that because you don't have that love of the Lord in your heart. You're not living by your spirit. Because again, when you got the Lord and the love of the Lord in your heart, you live by your spirit, you'll be happy with how you are. Now, there's no problem with, what I'm saying? I know some women like put on a little blush. That's cool. Or unless they spend an hour and a half in front of the mirror, completely making themselves up, looking completely like something they're really not. And then why are they doing that? Because they want to attract the attention of certain individuals. They want to, when they walk in the room, they want everybody to look at them. And you got to understand, yeah, attention is good, but all attention ain't good. You know what I'm saying? It's all about getting attention. All attention ain't good. Sometimes when you do that, you would catch the attention of the wrong person. You see what I'm saying? And that's why when you hear women getting roofied, or what I'm saying, getting caught in drugged into an alley and stuff like that, because they had on something that attracted attention of the wrong person. Now, I'm not saying like you shouldn't let your beauty shine. No, I'm saying you shouldn't cover up yourself because men are perverts. But at the same time, you gotta understand, men are perverts. I'm one. I'm a preacher. You know what I'm saying? But men are perverted. You don't realize how nasty and filthy our minds are. So when you walking out there with half your chest hanging out, half your butt hanging out the bottom of your skirt, you know what I'm saying? Like Dave Chappelle said on this one comedy skit, when your breast popping out the top of your turtleneck, you know what I'm saying? Yes, it's going to catch my attention, but I'm not thinking like, oh, I want to really get to know this young lady, or I want to be my friend, or I want to be my wife. No, I'm only thinking about physical, what she can do for me physically. And that's what happens when you do that. And that's why women have, well, that's what I'm saying. That's why women have such rough time with relationships, and then they eventually get to that point where they say, "Well, all men are dogs." I can't tell you how many times all men are dogs. You know what I'm saying? When they on their second and third baby daddy, it is not that all men are dogs. It's the men that you are attracting are dogs because of the way you present yourself to the world. You see what I'm saying? If you going out there with, like I said, half your chest hanging out, half your buttocks hanging out the back of your dress, you know what I'm saying? You're going to the club, dancing around all nasty and freaking kiss on your girl. That man is not thinking, oh, that I wanted to be my wife. He's just thinking what he can do with you physically. So you're going to attract a man that's going to think of you in a physical way. He's going to look at you as a sexual object because that's the way you portray yourself. You can't say all men are this and all men are that. No, it's the ones you're attracting by the way you putting yourself out there in the world. And that's what I want y'all to understand here. And that's a danger there. And the reason why a lot of women do it is because they're envious of other women. They see such and such. Like I said, Kim got all that attention because of her butt. You know, she couldn't even take a picture, or you couldn't even see her in the magazine without her butt being somewhere in the magazine. You know, I hope her butt had its own contract, because that's what got her, you know what I'm saying, her fame and notoriety. It was her booty. You know, and of course there's other ones out there. Now we got these female rappers, the Cardi B's and the Nicki Minaj and the Megan Thee Stallion, all the same thing. They using their bodies to get all this attention and notoriety, and they don't realize it's putting them on a dangerous path, because it's putting them on the path of where they can attract the attention of the wrong person, and that's what they don't want. That's why I want to kind of bring this lesson out tonight, to see the dangers in doing that, trying to keep up with other people. You know, because like I said, you can attract attention to the wrong person, but Peter tells a woman, you know what I'm saying, it's most specifically women, but he tells us, if you want to attract the right man, then you should follow Peter's instruction in the 1 Peter chapter 3. And again, this is all introduction, and it's all going to tie into the lesson. And y'all see, once we get into the lesson, y'all see exactly what I'm talking about, what I'm going through this. But you want, again, everybody like attention. You know, I've lost like 90 pounds. Over the last 2-3 years. So yes, I love when, you know what I'm saying, people are like, oh man, you know, you look good and all that. Yes, I love it. Everybody like it. But again, all attention ain't good attention. You see what I'm saying? All attention ain't good attention. And if you want to attract the right attention, this is specifically for women. Peter was talking to women right here. If you go to 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 3-5, he tells us. He says, he tells women this, and again, he's telling them how to attract the right man, how to get the right kind of attention, the attention that you want, that'll land you someone that will really take care of you. It says this, it says in verse 3, the Lord tells us that don't be concerned about the outward beauty that depends on fancy hairstyles, expensive jewelry, or beautiful clothes. And what do you see on Instagram? You know what I'm saying? What do you see on Instagram? What do you see when you get on girls' Snapchat and all this? They got those things on. They got on certain clothes. They got fancy hairstyles. They got expensive jewelry, beautiful clothes. And see, Peter said, don't be concerned with that. You know what I'm saying? If you're a real woman, you won't be concerned with those things. He said instead in verse 4, he said, you should be known for your beauty that comes from within, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is so precious to God. See, he said, and don't be worried about these worldly things. Don't be worried about all these worldly things. You need to be worried about the things that is precious to God, the things that are precious to God's sight. He said, and then guess what? He said in verse 5, he said, that is the way the holy women of old made themselves beautiful. You see what I'm saying? That is the way the women of old made themselves beautiful. They didn't go out. They didn't have jewelry on. They didn't have their hair all did up. Matter of fact, if you look in the Bible, most of the time they kept their head covered. The only person that really got to see their beauty was their husbands. They went out there putting out there for everybody to see. And then we said the women of old, that's how they made themselves beautiful, by being good, godly women. That's what made them truly beautiful, and that's how you attract the right man. That's how you get out of that system and that cycle of saying, come across these bad guys, these guys that only want to use you for physical pleasures. So you would stop saying, all guys go. No, all men are not dog. The men you are attracting are dog because of the way you putting yourself out there. See, that's what you got to understand. But again, social media has you know what I'm saying, they've taken away, they've done that, and they've got these women believing, I gotta have lashes that's a foot long for me to be considered beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have these fake nails. I gotta have my hair, this fake hair extension. I'm telling you, I challenge anybody to go out there right now and find a younger woman that don't have some kind of like makeup or fake lips or fake breast or fake butts or fake eyelashes or hair extensions. You know what I'm saying? I challenge you to go find a woman that's just naturally beautiful. You won't find it no more. And the reason is because they're trying to keep up with everybody else. They try to keep up with the women that want to be Instagram star. They trying to keep up with all those women instead of being the way God made them. And another thing that the social media has done to our women, again, men do it to them, but it's mostly women. We dealing with a woman in today's story, and that's why I'm kind of focusing toward women. But it's not that I'm getting on women. I want y'all to understand that. But another thing social media has done for our women, they've taken away their modesty, and they've given them a lack of shame. They're giving them a lack of shame. Women have no shame anymore. I don't even accept friend requests unless it's somebody that I know. But every once in a while I get a random, because my page is public, me being a preacher. And of course I want people to send me friend requests and come in to my page and things like that, because I can get the word to more people. But I don't accept friend requests, especially unless I absolutely know who you are. I won't accept a friend request if a girl is on there and she's half naked. I don't do it. Hey, Sister Rhonda, glad you was able to make it in here. I appreciate you being here today. But like I said, I'm just in the introduction. I haven't really got into the lesson yet. But I don't accept that friend requests from girls that got half their chest hanging out. I don't accept when I see, you can tell that they obviously trying to get their butt in the picture. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You in the mirror and you got your little butt turned around and you got the camera to make sure you see it. I don't accept friend requests like that. And that's what social media has done. That's how they get their likes. That's how they get people to follow them, and that's how they get famous. That's how they get the attention they're seeking. And I'm telling you that all attention is not good attention. And that's what we're gonna see in this story today. We're gonna see somebody that's kind of gonna be worried about keeping up with the Joneses or keeping up with the Kardashians, and they're gonna attract the attention of the wrong person, and a lot of people gonna be hurt because of it. But see, most people on the planet, you know what I'm saying, some of the worst people, again, it got rid of the woman's shame. And some of the worst people on the planet, and I'll say this, and people might get mad at me for saying this, but some of the worst people on the planet, to me, are female rappers. Oh my gosh, they are not like the female rappers of old. You think about the female rappers of old, you think about like Lauryn Hill and Queen Latifah and women like that. I mean, they were great. And their music was actually all about, their rhymes was about, hey, don't look at me as a sexual object. Look at me as a woman. I'm a woman. I can do more than just have your babies. I can do more than just, please you physically. That's what their music was all about. But not today. Not today. Not today. The music now we got the women like Cardi B and like I said earlier, Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. And no, we're grown people on here. I don't think there's no kids on here. So y'all, I just gotta say it how I say it. You know, most of the female rappers today, all they rap about is their vaginas. That's it. They rap about their vaginas and how nasty they are. You know, and again, it's because they have no shame anymore. They no longer have shame. You know, they sit there and talk about how freaky they are, the things they do in the bed, things that should be between them and their partner that they're doing it with. They put it out there for the whole world to hear. You know, I couldn't believe when I found out, and again, we're all adults here, and it's true. Y'all know I don't bite my tongue. When I found out what WAP was, Cardi B just put out an album called WAP. And when I found out what WAP was, I was like, this is just, I couldn't believe it. I know the world has gotten pretty bad, and there's really not no shame anymore. But for her to put out a song called WAP, and for you that don't know what that is, I'm not going to even tell you the definition of what it is. And if you want to look it up yourself, I'm going to give you a warning, especially if you church people. You might be a little surprised about what that stands for, WAP, W-A-P. But you got a woman that, you know what I'm saying, instead of, you know, putting things out there to help women, it's awful. It is awful. You know, so you got these women that got this platform that should be empowering women and telling them, hey, stop putting yourself out there like that. You're not just a sexual object. You're more than that. You know what I'm saying? What about your spirit? They put albums out there bragging on their vaginas. That's all female rappers do. This day. Yes, Sister Rhonda, you do not want to know. I'm telling you, and I know you're gonna be curious and you don't want to go look it up. I'm telling you, you do not want to know. It is horrible. It is absolutely horrible what that stands for. And yet we got these females putting it out there talking about WAP. And I'm like, what the heck? Is there no shame anymore? And there's not any shame anymore. And the thing is, Jeremiah talks about this. We're getting to the age. Jeremiah talks about this. If you read, turn over to Jeremiah chapter 8, and I got it wrote down so I can get to it a little quicker. But in the book of Jeremiah chapter 8, verse 12, it says this. He says, Jeremiah tells us this. The Lord tells us this. He said, are they ashamed when they do these disgusting things? No, not at all. They don't even blush. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't help but think about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. And the reason why I get on them, because, you know, I have daughters, you know, and I like to say that, you know, oh, my daughter wouldn't let them. I can't watch them 24 hours a day. If a kid got a phone, then they got access to all of the crap that's out there. You know what I'm saying? I got my ministry. I got, you know what I'm saying, my job. I got a million things that I'm trying to do to help feed others. You know, I tell them what I expect of them. They know how I feel about these people. I would pray that they don't, but they most likely they do. You know, I can't watch them 24 hours a day. So that's why I'm concerned, because these are the people that, you know what I'm saying, my daughters could possibly be listening to. And, you know, and these are the people that I know there's a lot of other young girls out there in the world that these women are their role models. And they're talking about WAP and how good they are in bed, and, you know what I'm saying, what they can do in the bed between the sheets. And that's disgusting, and they have no shame. But again, Jeremiah said, he said, are they ashamed when they do these disgusting things? No, not at all. They don't even blush. And they don't even blush. He said, therefore, but see, they got to realize there's a penalty for that. There's a penalty for it. He said, therefore, they will lie among the slaughtered. They will be humbled when they are punished, says the Lord. You see what I'm saying? They are humble. I trust Sister Rhonda, I pray they don't neither. You know what I'm saying? But I know I can't watch them 24 hours a day, but that stuff is disgusting. I mean, it's the same with like female comedians. You look at like Amy Schumer and other women like that. You know what I'm saying? All they talk about is, you know, what they do in the bed. You know, they make jokes about their vaginas and things like that nature, because they have no shame. Because once again, like it was saying in Galatians, we're no longer living by the Spirit. We're no longer living by the Spirit. We're living by the world. And we're trying to everybody got to outdo everybody else. And that's what it is. They're trying to keep up with the Kardashians. They got to outdo everybody else. So they got to brag on how, if this girl say she can do this, then this other girl got to come out and she got to be 10 times nastier than this girl so she can get the more attention. You know, they even got Taylor Swift out here with booty shorts. And her butt is as flat as a pancake. And she out here wearing booty shorts. Why? Because she's trying to keep up with the world. You know what I'm saying? Used to be a nice, wholesome young lady. Every time she came out, she had on nice dresses and everything. But now you see her in curse. I done got to the point I don't even listen to her no more. She just as ratchet as everybody else. And she didn't start out that way. And yes, I know a black man said I listen to Taylor Swift. I used to back in the day when she made good music. But now she's just as ratchet as everybody else. You know, why? Because they're trying to keep up with everybody else. And that's what the industry, when you get into the music industry and you get into the world and you get into social media, it'll do that. You know what I'm saying? It'll do that. It makes you try to keep up with everybody else, and you'll start doing the same thing that they do to get their attention going. And we gotta understand it. And it's a danger in that. It's a danger in that. Now I know so far I feel like I've been getting on women, and I'm telling y'all I'm not getting on women. It is more prevalent among women than men, but I'm not just getting. Men do it as well, but see, we do it differently. You know, men do it in a different way. We don't go out and get there's some men that went out there and get the surgeries and get the hair dye to cover up their grays, or like me, I'm bald, they might go get hair implants. There are men do that, but when men do it, they do it a little different. They do it by flossing. And if y'all don't know what flossing mean, they do it by portraying a lifestyle that they don't have. You know, they might go out and rent a car that they know they can afford just to make it look like they some kind of big baller. They might go out there and buy clothes, high expensive name brand clothes and shoes that they know they can't afford, but they put it on the credit card because they can't really afford it. You know, they live in a lifestyle they don't have. They'll put a grill in their mouth with diamonds and golds and all that stuff in their mouth, but they got the grill on credit. If you ain't got the money to go buy it, then you don't need to be having these things. You see what I'm saying? Or they might do something like put some rims on their cars, and the rims are on credit because they can't afford it. Or they're riding around in a car with $20,000, $30,000 worth of stuff of credit in there, and they don't even have their house. They going and pulling up into their mama house and their mother driveway with these expensive cars. See, we all do it. We all do it. We all do these things, but we got to understand why. Why do we do these things? And that's the point of the lesson today. The reason why we flossing, reason why you got men living outside their means, reason why you got women that are altering themselves, you know, spending all this time on all this money and time on makeup and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they're out there doing these things is because we're trying to keep up with the world. We're trying to keep up with everybody else. And like I said in the title, trying to keep up with the Kardashians. And we got to get to focusing on ourselves. You stay in your own lane and you do use the things that God has blessed you with, use the natural beauty that God has blessed you with, and just be happy with that, because that's going to bring the right people into your lives. But when you out here starting doing these fake things, you start altering yourself, getting all this starting to become fake, then guess what you're going to attract? Fake people. You're going to attract the wrong people into your life. God made me look exactly how I need to look to attract the people that I need to attract. And if I start changing myself, then I'm going to attract the wrong kind of people, and I'm not going to be able to do the work that God has for me to do. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's why women have so many problems in relationships, because they start changing themselves, getting the fake hair, getting the fake boobs, getting the fake butt, and all that. And they get the attention they want, but they don't realize it's the wrong kind of attention. And that's what's going to happen in tonight's story. We're going to see a young lady that's going to be looking for attention, and she's going to get the attention that she wants, but she's going to get the wrong kind of attention, and a lot of people are going to be hurt by it. So when we look at this story, we're going to get ready to go ahead and jump into this lesson. It's going to be in Genesis chapter 34. And like I said, the title of the lesson is this: the dangers of keeping up with the Kardashians. Again, I'm not just picking on the Kardashians, but it's just a more modern version of saying the dangers of keeping up with the Joneses. But there was 11, when I went through the stories, I saw 11 dangers that we should be aware of when we out here and we're altering ourselves and we doing these things to try to look like other people and try to think about live like other people, trying to portray a lifestyle that's not really ours. You've run into dangers of that, and I'm gonna point these 11 dangers I saw in this chapter. It's a small chapter, like I said, it's Labor Day, so I won't try to keep y'all too long. But I just think this is something that needs to be talked about. As I'm going through the book of Genesis, this is one of the stories that I hadn't covered yet. And I think it's an important story, because we see what happened when you get out of your lane and you try to worry about what everybody else is doing instead of just worrying about what you're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and pray, and then I'm going to jump into the actual lesson. That was our introduction. Dear Lord and Heavenly Father, thank you so much for watching over us today. Thank you so much for this beautiful day. I definitely thank you personally for this day off, Lord. I got to sleep in a little bit, and got to go to the church today and enjoy our first picnic in the new building, Lord. That was a blessing. Got to hang out with the fellowship with other friends, Christian friends. So that was a blessing today, and everything was good, and all the food was good. And I definitely ate way too much. So I'm hoping I can be able to work it back off as this week goes, Lord. But I thank you more importantly. I thank you for giving this opportunity now to bring your word to these people and just help them to see the folly of trying to live a life that's not ours, Lord. We got to learn how to be happy and content with the things that we have. We got to learn how to be happy and content with the way you've made us. We got to learn how to be happy and content with the things that you've given us, Lord, and just use what you've given. Use the resources and the natural beauty and the things that you've given us to do the work that you have for us to do, Lord. And I'm praying from this lesson today that we'll be able to see the dangers of when we're not content with being where we're at, and we're not content with looking the way we look. I pray that I can bring out this in this lesson to help us see the dangers that comes from there when we go and start doing the fake things and we start making ourselves up and start living a lifestyle that's not really our own, Lord. There's some dangers that we come across that we don't think about, and I want to bring them out in today's lesson. So I pray that you send your spirit down upon me, Lord, to prepare my heart to bring this lesson. And just let me give me the wisdom to say the things I need to say, so a seed may be planted in the hearts of those that's listening, so they may get away from falling in that same trap or trying to keep up with the Joneses or keep up with the Kardashians, as the title of the lesson is today, Lord. And I pray you send your spirit down upon the heart of all those that's listening today, and I pray the seed will be planted and give them the want to just be happy and content with the way you made them and the things that you have blessed them with in their lives. We ask you just watch over us as we go through this lesson today. Continue to use me to do a mighty work in your name, and continue to shine your love and grace down upon me and my family, so we may continue to do your work. I pray that everybody's having a great day, and I pray that they will join in for this lesson today so they can get a good word that'll help them be happy with who they are and where they at. We love you and thank you for all you've done and given, and I say this prayer in your wonderful Son, Jesus' name. Amen. All right, so again, we're going to be in Genesis chapter 34, and like I said, it's a small little story, just one, not even about a full page, side of a page as far as a story, but it's an important lesson to be seen in here, and we're going to see what happens when you put yourself out there to get attention, and you get the attention of the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? You get the attention of the wrong person. Oh, Ashley, I'm sorry. I guess I didn't give you the invite. My bad. Ashley, I didn't. That's on me. You know what I'm saying? I apologize. I'll try to remember you next time. But it was good, though. We did do some good eating. So, of course, any of y'all just follow along. I'm going to be in the book of Genesis chapter 34. Like I said, a small chapter. I'm going to be reading out the New Living Translation. And I always like to put the disclaimer in there. I'm a King James believer, 100%. I just do it out the New Living Translation for my ministry because I deal with a lot of people a lot of time that's uneducated or just not really had a good grounded relationship in the King James, and it's really hard to understand it if you don't spend time in it and let the Spirit start unlocking things for you. So I just put it in New Living Translation just so it's easier to understand. But I do read both versions, and if there's something that I need to pull out from the King James, I will. Matter of fact, the very first line of this one, I'm going to read it in the King James Version because it kind of goes along with what I'm saying. So we're going to start right now. I'm going to start right now with this lesson. And I want, again, the point of this is for you to understand, be happy where you at. Be happy in the place God put you in. Be content. Now, work to be better. Work to be better like me. That's why I've been working out for the last 3-4 years. Yes, I'm but I'm working for it. I'm not going out getting no surgeries. I'm not getting no nip tuck or none of that. I'm just working for it. I'm cutting my eating down, increasing my exercise. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get no surgery. I'm not trying to take some magic pill that's going to get rid of all the fat. I'm working for it. So it's okay to work for it. But when you get out there and you try to do it, you try to, you go and you buy your butt and you buy your boobs and, you know what I'm saying, you buying, getting nip tucks and all this stuff. That's where you go wrong at. That's where you get on a wrong path. And you'll see the dangers of trying to get attention from people, because everybody, like I said earlier, all attention is not good attention. And we're going to see that right here from the very beginning of the story. So we're going to start in chapter 34. In the very first verse, we're going to see where this young lady started to go wrong. So now I'm going to read the New Living Translation, but I'm going to read it to you out of the King James Version as well, because it goes along with the point of the message. It says in verse 34, the Lord tells us this. It says, so one day, Dinah, Leah's daughter, went to visit some of the young women who lived in the area. Now, you might be like, well, what's wrong with that? That's how it put it in the New Living. That's how they translated it, but that's not what she really did. That's not what she really did. What she really did was this. In King James Version said, and Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. See, she went out to see. She wanted to go see let's go see what this town about. Let's go see what these women do. And see, that's what we do when we get on Instagram. That's what we do when we get on Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? We trying to see how everybody else is living instead of being happy with how we living and just focus on getting our business taken care of. We out there worrying about what everybody else is doing. And that's what happened here. It says she went out to see the daughters of the land. In other words, she want to go see what they doing so she can keep up with them. And you know, if she went out to see the daughter of the land, she didn't go up, she didn't work, she didn't go in joggers, sweatpants with her hair all done. You know, she got did up. You know what I'm saying? She had her hair up in a bun or whatever. I don't know what women do when they go out with their hair, but, put her hair all up. I'm pretty sure she put her makeup on, put on the best clothes. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to impress when she went to be around these other local women, and she wanted to go see what they were doing. But what's she doing? She trying to go keep up with them. Let's go see what they doing over here. Instead of staying here with my own people where I'm safe at, let's go over here with these other people, these other pagan people. And the thing was, they knew these people were pagan people. They knew these people didn't go by the laws of God, the same laws of God that they follow. So it's just like, a church girl want to go out with someone that's always clubbing, don't even go to church and always clubbing every weekend. Well, let me go see what it's all about. And that's basically what she was doing. She was a nice little church girl, and she want to go and see what her wild people around them was doing. And it put her in a bad situation. And again, because she's trying to keep up with the world. And watch what happened. So it says she went out to visit these young women, according to the New Living Translation. It said, but when the local prince, Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivite, saw her, he took her and he raped her. You see what happened right there. You know why? Because she went trying to keep up with everybody else. Now, again, I'm not saying, that man should have had more control of himself to do that. I understand that. But at the same time, she put herself in that situation by instead of being with her people where she was safe at, going out there hanging with these other people, these pagan people, these people that she knew that didn't worship the same God that she worshiped, didn't believe in the same thing that she didn't believe, that she believed in. See, she put herself in that position because she was trying to keep up with the world. So number one, the very first point you see here, he said, well, when the local prince Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivite, saw her, he took her and he raped her. So number one is this: when you try to keep up with others, you can attract the attention of the wrong person. See, when you got people out there, when you women out there and you're getting the fake breasts and you're getting the fake booties and you're getting the lip injection and you're getting the lipo and you're getting the tummy tucks and you're getting this and you're getting that and you got the fake nails and the fake lashes, yes, you're going to get the attention that you want, but what you don't realize, you're going to attract the attention of the wrong person. And that's what happened here with Dina. So she got the attention she wanted. She went to that town to get attention, and she got the attention. But guess what? She got the attention of the wrong person. And because she got the attention of the prince, he took her and he raped her. You see what I'm saying? And that's what happened. That's what happened a lot of time when you hear about these women going out to the club and they get roofied, or they getting going on the way home, they get drugged into an alley or some stuff like that because they got the attention they wanted with the way they presented themselves. But guess what? They got the attention of the wrong people. You see, and that's what you got to understand. You know what I'm saying? The way the Lord made you is to attract a particular person. There's a particular person in your life that will attracted to you just the way you are. And that's what you got to understand that. So when you start augmenting yourself and changing yourself, yes, you're going to get more attention, but it can be from the wrong person. And that's what happened here with Dina. She got the attention that she wanted. She got the attention that she wanted, but it was from the wrong person. And this man, when he saw her, he took her and he raped her. Because she got his attention by the way she presented herself when she went out there. So you got to understand, number one, when you get to the point when you out here and you're trying to keep up with everybody else, you're trying to keep up with all these other women, you're trying to keep up with all these Instagram models, you're trying to keep up with all the Snapchat models and all these people, whatever it is, I don't keep up with all that crap. You know what I'm saying? You attract the attention, but you attract the attention of the wrong person. And it can put you in a situation that you don't want to be in. Matter of fact, that's my second point. Because it says... It said, when the local prince Shechem, son of Hamor, the Hivite, saw her, he took her and he raped her. He said, but Shechem's love for Dinah was strong, and he tried to win her affection. He even spoke to his father about it. Get this girl for me, he demanded. I want to marry her. So that's why, number two, you put yourself in a bad situation. Because it says he tried to win her affection. So, of course, this dude just took her and raped her. And then all of a sudden, like, you know what? I like you. I want to marry you. No, you don't want to be in that situation. This man, because you got to understand something now. Today, that might not be a big deal, but back then, for them to do for him to do what he did, that was a disgrace. That was an absolute disgrace and embarrassment to a woman. Because back in the day, it's not much now, but back in the day, women had their virginity. Women virgins were like held to a high standard. You know what I'm saying? That was something special. It should still be special today, even though this world has made us all just go out and do it. You know what I'm saying? It should be something that's special to women that they hold near and dear to their heart today, but they don't. A majority of women don't. It's hard to find a woman that don't have some kind of fakeness to them. It's also hard to find a virgin these days. You know what I'm saying? But back then, that was a big thing. That's something they hadn't held near and dear. They didn't have sex until they got married. So for this man to come and take her and have sex with her, that defiled her. In other words, no other man was going to ever want to marry her because she's already had sex with another man before, even though it was forced. You know what I'm saying? So this was a big deal. So now, because she went out, tried to keep up with the world, she wanted to go see what these other worldly girls was doing instead of staying with her good church people like she should have. Now she got raped. Now she's defiled. Now she's put in a bad situation, and the very dude that did it defiled her. Now he wants to marry her, and he's asking her daddy to get her to marry. See, she's in a bad situation. That's a bad situation to be in, because you can see she didn't like the man. Of course, she didn't like the man because he just forced her to have sex with him. So of course she's not going to like him. She's not going to marry him, but she's stuck in a situation because now she knows her thinking is, now who else is going to marry me? At least this guy, she might be thinking, well, at least this guy's a prince. He got some notoriety. He's a prince in the city, because she already know now what he did is going to be hard for her to find any other kind of husband. It's going to be hard. Matter of fact, y'all think about it. Look at what happened with Mary and Joseph. When Joseph found out Mary was pregnant and he knew it wasn't his, he knew he hadn't hit that yet, but yet she was pregnant. What he was gonna do? He was gonna put her away privately. Why? Because that was a big deal. She wasn't a virgin. According to him, she wasn't a virgin no more, because the only way you can get pregnant about sex. Now he didn't know that the Holy Spirit was at work, and of course the angel of the Lord came and talked to him later and kind of set him straight, and he ended up marrying her later on. But he was gonna put her away, because that was a big deal back there. You weren't going to marry, back then, you didn't marry a girl that wasn't a virgin. So now, again, because she went out to see what the other daughters of the land was doing, because she went out to try to keep up the Kardashians, she's in a bad situation, and she ended up being raped, and now she's in a position where she got to marry, either go unmarried for the rest of her life, or marry the very dude that raped her. See, that's what happened when you try to live your life to keep up with other people, instead of just being happy where you at. I think about the TLC song. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and the streams and the lakes that you're used to. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. There's dangers in it, and that's what I want to bring out from this lesson. So one, we already saw. You get the attention that you want, but you might grab the attention of the wrong person. Two, you put yourself in a bad situation. And again, men do it too. Like my youngest son, he had some insurance settlement from when he was little. And like I said, this is personal. I don't just get on people. This is stuff that I deal with as well. He got an insurance settlement when he was little, and they had, when he was 18, he was able to get this check. And I tried my best to talk to him, son, get you a nice, decent car that you get you from A to B, and, you know what I'm saying, and don't get nothing big and flash, because he had a nice sum of money, and don't worry, and just get you a regular car, and that way you can just, be good. But no, he had to go get him a Challenger. He went and got him a Dodge Challenger, and though it wasn't his fault, he ended up having a wreck a few weeks back, and completely towed his car out. The whole thing, he only had it for like 3 months. So then I told him, I said, now, son, this may be your opportunity to get you something decent, something less flashy. Because he was driving a minivan for a couple of weeks. He said, you know what, Dad, it is a lot nicer not having all the attention, because everywhere I went, because the car was so loud and it was such a nice car, everywhere he went, everybody was looking at him. And like I told him, I said, yes, that might be cool, but you're going to mess around and grab the attention of the wrong person. You're going to mess around and grab the attention of some guy that's looking to rob somebody. And then what's going to happen? They run up on you at a gas station or something. They follow you to your house and they rob you, tie you up and rob. Because I live in Memphis. And I can tell you how many dudes I know that one day they was flossing and the next day they wouldn't because they caused attention to the wrong person. They got robbed. So I told them, son, you know what I'm saying, just go get you something decent. Well, I just found out yesterday that he went out and bought a Corvette with the insurance money that he got. You know, and I'm like, but I can't tell you, he got to learn on his own. And you got to understand, doing that, man, it puts you in a position where, like, yeah, you're going to get attention, but all attention ain't good attention. And all it takes for you to come across the wrong person and you see, man, what this young kid doing driving around in a Corvette? You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, they fall into your house and they got a gun in your face somewhere. You know, and that's what you got to, there's dangers in there trying to keep up with the world. You know, so what happened was, that's what happened with Dina. She was trying to keep up the world, went down there to this part of town she wasn't supposed to be in, and she ended up getting raped. And now the very dude that raped her wants to marry her. And she's in a position where she got to decide whether she want to live her life single for the rest of her life, because no man is going to want to marry her because she's had sex with another man, even though it was forced, or marry the very dude that raped her. That's a bad position to be in. And why is she in that position? Because she was trying to keep up with the world. You see what I'm saying? Because she was trying to keep up with the world. And she got to understand that. So then it said the next line that says this. In verse 3 it says, it's verse 5. It said, now word soon reached Jacob that his daughter had been defiled. So the number 3 thing that another danger of trying to keep up the world, you can bring shame upon your family. You know what I'm saying? When you on Instagram and you got half your booty hanging out, and oh man, I pray I got young girls. And I pray that they don't get into this mess, because all young girls do it. You know what I'm saying? I pray, it would break my heart if I'm ever somewhere and I see them on the internet and they got half their chest hanging out, or they got their booty all in the picture, stuff like that. I pray that I raise my daughters better than that. But there's so many men whose daughters out there. And if you never been in your daughter's life, you might not care. But if you've raised your daughter and you've loved your daughter and you taught her to respect herself, man, that'll be the worst thing that can ever happen to you. You know, I pray they got to turn. Again, I'm a boomer, so I know they probably don't even use this no more. They call it thoughts. You know, and I pray that I don't raise no thoughts in my house. You know what I'm saying? I pray that don't. But when you got women out there, and like when I see this, when I see these Instagram pictures and these pictures of these women doing these things, I like, what is their fathers thinking? Like, if they got fathers, like, what are their fathers thinking? Like, you know, like they can't be happy with this, the way their daughters turned out, the way their daughters are putting themselves out there. You know, even with the Kardashian, you know, she was on I know Bruce Jenner wasn't the biological dad, but he was still the one that raised her. Like, no, what did he think? But we saw what happened to him, so I guess he really didn't care about it. But, you know what I'm saying? But you can bring, when you out there trying to keep up with the Kardashians, you out there, you know what I'm saying, got all this fake stuff on, and you taking these pictures, and you putting these half-naked pictures on the internet, it can bring shame on your family. I know if my daughter want to bring shame on me, that's all they got to do. They got to get out there, and my worst nightmare is, you know what I'm saying, somebody send me a picture like, man, did you see this? And I open it up, and it's my darn daughter on the internet naked or half-naked or something. Oh my gosh, that would break my heart. But that's the danger that you run into, the danger of bringing shame upon your family when you're trying to keep up with others, when you're trying to keep up with the world, you're trying to keep up with these Instagram models, and you're out there putting yourself out there like that. And you might actually, a lot of the time, these women that do that, they're actually nice women, really wholesome women. But according to their Instagram pictures and their Snapchat pictures, they're not. And I can only go by what I see. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's why women have so many problems in relationships, because they put themselves out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not some holier than thou guy. Yes, if I see a girl walk around in something so tight that you don't have to even guess what's under it, you know what I'm saying, and the boobs all out in the butt, yes, I'm going to look. But I'm not looking to think, oh, I would like her to be my friend. I'm not looking to think, oh, she's someone I want to make my wife and take care of. No, I'm only thinking about physical gratification. That's it. And that's majority of men. And that's why women always say, well, men are dogs. No, the men are not dogs. You're putting yourself out there, and they're taking up what you're putting in, and that's what you're attracting. You're attracting men that only want physical gratification from you by the way you present yourself. That's why you got to cover it up, ladies. You got to have some modesty about yourself, because if not, you're going to attract the wrong one every single time. And that's why you come to get in this cycle. You know, because you come to going out half naked, and you come to attracting these men that's only interested in one thing. And that's why you come to have the problem. That's why you got women, they got 3 and 4 baby daddies, because they keep on doing the same darn thing every single time. You know, and you got to understand that. And they can not only did it put you in a bad situation, it can bring shame upon your family. You You know, especially if you got a father that's worked hard and really raised you, try to do his best to raise you right, and you go out there and do stuff like that, that hurts. That hurts the heart. You know what I'm saying? That hurts the heart. And you got to understand that. So that's what happened here. It said, word soon reached Jacob that his daughter had been defiled. You know, so you notice it wasn't even the fact that she was raped. It was the fact that she was defiled. Because he don't know. She could have went out there and did it, you know, willingly. You know what I'm saying? But that's the fact that she had sex with another man. It defiled her. So now it put them in a position, like I said, now she would most likely never get married again. You see what I'm saying? Or she only got the option to marry the guy that actually raped her. You know, then because she was trying to keep up with the Kardashians. She was trying to keep up with the Jones. She wanted to go into the town and see what the women of this town was doing, knowing once again that these were wicked people. They didn't believe in God. They didn't believe in the Jehovah God. They were pagans. They believed in many gods. And they had a lot of things that they did that was contrary to God, but yet she went down there anyway because she wanted to see what they were doing. And look what happened to her. She ended up in a bad situation. So it said, now word soon reached Jacob that his daughter had been defiled. But his sons were out in the fields herding the cattle, so he did nothing until they returned. Now meanwhile, Hamor, Shechem's father, came out to discuss the matter with Jacob. And he arrived just as Jacob's sons were coming in from the fields. They were shocked and furious that their sister had been raped. Shechem had done a disgraceful thing against Jacob's family, a thing that should never have been done. So again, you see the bigness of the situation they was in. They was in a big, there was a big situation. That's something never should be done. Because again, their sister's defiled now. Now she's basically good for nothing to another man. He don't want no problems. Again, even though she was forced into that situation, she was put into that bad situation because she made a decision to go out there and see what the other women in the world was doing instead of standing there with her own people. So number 4 is this. Not only can you bring shame upon your family, you can bring drama into the lives of those that are close to you. Now her brothers are upset. Now they got to get involved. You know, they ain't just finna just let their sister be treated the way she was. Now they pissed. In which they should be. You know what I'm saying? Any man that has a close, I know if something happened with one of my daughters, you know what I'm saying, in school and some boy did this to them, I have no doubt that my boys would be up here within a minute wanting to take care of the problem. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's not something I want them to do, but I just know because they've always been protective of their sisters. You know what I'm saying? They've always had a close relationship with their sisters. So anybody that have a close relationship with you is going to be affected by these decisions that you're making. So with them, with her going down and making a decision to go down to this town and getting raped, it affected them as well. Now they got drama in their life. Now they got to go, they feel they got to go protect her honor and they got to go deal with the situation. See, these are all things that happened because she didn't want to stay in her lane. She didn't want to stay with her people. She wanted to go down there and see what these other girls from the world was doing. See, that's what happened, and that's what you got to realize. That's the dangers of not staying in your lane and trying to keep up with everybody else. You bring drama into the life of others, all those that are close to you. So that's why our brother, they was pissed, and then they should be. He said they were shocked and furious that their sister had been raped. Shechem had done a disgraceful thing against Jacob's family, a thing that should never have been done. And again, now their family was shamed. They had shame in their family because their sister had been raped and she had been put in this bad position that she was, and it brought shame upon their family. And again, today they might not seem like a big deal, but that was a big deal back then. If you understand the Bible, you read your Bible, you understand being a virgin was a big thing, and only virgins got married back in the day. You know, if you weren't a virgin, you was a harlot. That's how they looked at it back in the day. You think we restrict now. Back in the day, you was either a virgin or a harlot. You know, and you got to understand that. So then it says, so Hamor told Jacob and his sons, my son Shechem is truly in love with your daughter, and he longs for her to be his wife. Please let him marry her. We invite you to let your daughters marry our sons, and we will give our daughters as wives for your young men. So number 5 is this. When you out there and you're trying to keep up with the Kardashians and you're trying to keep up with the Joneses and try to keep up with the world, it can take you out of the will of God. It can take you out of the will of God. Because what did they say? We invite you to let your daughters marry our sons, and we will give our daughters as wives for your son, your young men. And if you know anything about the Israelite nation, you know anything about the rules and regulations that God gave them, then you will know the last thing they're supposed to do is to intermarry. Israelites were only supposed to marry Israelites. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see, a lot of people like, there's a lot of incest that goes on the Bible. Yes, because they can only marry within their nation. The Lord did not want them marrying outside their nation because he knew all the other nations around them did not believe in him. They believed in other gods. Matter of fact, they believed they was really more into demon worship than they were into God worship. They had many gods. And that's why he didn't want them to intermarry. But now, because of this situation that Dina put them in, now these guys coming here and offering, hey, we can give you you can marry our people and we can marry your people. And again, that's against the will of God. God did not want the Israelites marrying other people outside the Israelite nation. So again, you see, these are things that we don't think about when we're trying to be Instagram models, we're trying to keep up with the world. We don't think about these dangers that's lurking right there around the corner, these things that can happen that can take us out of the will of God. We don't think about these things, and that's why we got to understand the importance. Again, that's why I want to do this lesson, so you can see the danger of trying to keep it up with the Joneses. Be happy with being where you at. So then he says, they finish off, he said, he made them the offer to let, they want to let, he said, we invite you to let your daughters marry our sons, and we will give our daughters as wives for your young men. And he said, and they may live among us. The land is open to you. Settle here and trade with us, and you are free to acquire property among us. Then Shechem addressed Dina's father and brothers. Please be kind to me and let me have her as my wife, he begged. I will give you whatever you require. No matter what the dowry or gift you demand, I will pay it. Only give me the girl as my wife. So number 6, another thing that it can do when you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, it can bring temptations into your life. Because again, we know that the Lord did not want the Israelites to intermarry with anybody outside of Israelites. He don't want them to intermarry with the people around them. So now we got this man here that's making them this offer, and that's a sweet offer, especially if you money hungry. He's like, man, I'll pay you anything. That's basically what he said. I will pay you, give you anything you want if you'll let me marry her. You see what I'm saying? So now that's a temptation. Now they're tempted, especially if they down on their luck and they got. Now we know Jacob and Abraham and that whole family. They had a lot of money, but if you a situation where you're down on your luck, you don't have a lot of money, there might have been a pretty tempting offer there when he said, "We'll pay you anything." See, when you're out there, you bring temptation to your life that you normally wouldn't have. Now, of course, this is according to the story, but again, the same thing can happen today. When you're on Instagram and you're putting yourself out there, got half-naked pictures, got your fake eyelashes on and your fake butt and your fake boobs, and it's got it all in your pictures. And what's going to happen? Next thing you know, you got some guy message you, hey, I'm a talent search. I'm looking for models. Why don't you send me some nude pictures? Won't you send me this? Next thing you know, I give you some money if you start this porno. It brings other temptation in your life that wouldn't have been there had you not been putting yourself out there like that. Had you not been out there trying to, putting the fake you out there and actually just being the real you. Being the modest you, having some kind of respect for yourself. You wouldn't have to face these things, but it brings these temptations in your world. And again, you're a young college girl. How many college girls end up, stripping? To pay for college, so to speak, or end up in pornos and things like that. You know what I'm saying? There's temptation that's out there because of the way they put themselves out there and they caught the attention of the wrong person. And that's what you got to understand. These are all dangers that you bring into your world when you're trying to stand and not stand in your lane and try to get in somebody else's lane, trying to keep up with somebody else, being envious of somebody else and not being happy with what the Lord blessed you with. And that's what happened here. Now these boys are tempted. Now in verse 13 it says, but Dina's brothers deceived Shechem and Hamor because of what Shechem had done to their sister. So number 7 is this. It can lead you down a path of sin. It can lead you down a path of sin. Because what did they do? They lied. They lied to Shechem. It said he deceived. What is deception? A lie. You know what I'm saying? They told him, they gave him information in an attempt to deceive. That's what a lie is. They lied to him. So now, because of her bad decision, now her brothers having to make bad decisions, do things that they shouldn't be doing. They out there lying about, lying about their true intentions. And that's what you got to understand. That's what happens when you get out there and you're trying to keep up with others. You know what I'm saying? It puts you on the road to sin. And again, if you compare it to today, you might start getting offers to do pornos, which we know is not supposed to be done. You might get the offer to start. I know a girl that she was a model, and you know what I'm saying? And she was, since she was wearing something, she was pretty decent as far as covering up or whatever. She was just a beautiful young lady. And she was telling well, this guy sent and said that, he works for this company, blah, 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 cause, he wanted me to send him nude pictures. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of stuff happen when you out there and you put yourself out there, next thing you know, you attract the wrong guy, you attract these creeper guys, and they try to get more from you. They try to get you to do things that you know you're not supposed to be doing, and they start tempting you. And that's what happened when you don't stay in your own lane. And that's what happened here, but it put you in the life of sin. And that's what happened with our brothers. Our brother got caught up in sin. They started lying because they wanted to do something. They was upset about what happened to their sisters. So it's going to put them on a path that's going to be no return from. And this start the path right here. It says, so Dinah's brothers deceived Shechem and Hamor because of what Shechem had done to their sister. And they said to them, we couldn't possibly allow this because you aren't circumcised. It would be a disgrace for her to marry a man like you. But here is a solution. If every man among you would be circumcised like we are, we will intermarry with you and live here and unite with you to become one people. Otherwise, we will take her and be on our way. See what they doing? They was lying. And we're going to see that as we go through the story. They had no intentions of intermarrying with these people because, again, they knew they weren't supposed to. Because God had already told them they couldn't intermarry. So they had no intentions of intermarrying with these guys, but they was deceiving them. They was lying because their sister had made a bad decision and she went somewhere she wasn't supposed to go and did some things that she wasn't supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep up with the Joneses. And then we got to understand, now she put her brothers, now her brothers had to deal with her drama, you know what I'm saying? Trying to, they having to deal with her drama and try to honor their sister because of what had, get retribution for their sister, and they put them on a path of sin. And you got to understand, that's what happens when you don't stay in your lane. You end up on a path of sin. You not only will you sin, it'll put the people around you, it'll make them sin. So in verse 18 it says, now Hamor and Shechem gladly agreed, and Shechem lost no time in acting on this request, for he wanted Dinah desperately. So again, they were just completely oblivious to what was really about to happen, and they were so happy. You know, when he heard that, he was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." And they said they wanted her desperately. So you know, I was thinking, and then I apologize for saying this, but I thought like, man, she must have really had that wow. Because, man, what they going to go through to try to get her to get these guys to agree to marry her is brutal. I mean, I couldn't imagine doing it as a man, and that's being circumcised as a man. I thank God that that happened to me when I was a baby, and I don't have no recollection of it, but I cannot imagine being a grown man and being circumcised. I can't even fathom the pain. But these guys was willing to do that just so they can marry the girl. So that's why I said she must have really had that weapon. They were willing to take this pain for her to go, so for him to get her to be married to marry her. So it says they went desperately. So it says Shechem was a highly respected member of his family, and he appeared with his father before the town leaders to present this proposal. And it said in verse 21, those men are our friends, they said. Let's invite them to live here among us and ply their trade. For the land is large enough to hold them, and we can intermarry with them. So number 8 is this. When you get out of your lane and you start being fake and you try to do things to keep up with the Joneses, this will happen. Number 8 is a possibility. This can possibly happen. You will end up surrounding yourself by the wrong people. So you see here Shechem and and Hamor, they went back and they was influential in the town, and they went back and told all the other townspeople, like, hey man, these guys are our friends. These guys ain't they friends. These guys are planning on killing you, But again, they don't know that because they deceived them. So they're like, man, these guys are our friends. And again, the same can happen with you. You get on Instagram and you get a million followers, or Snapchat, you get a million likes on your picture, or however that stuff works, because I don't get on there. And you start thinking these people are your friends because they blowing your head up. Oh, you're so beautiful. You so this and that and that. And these people ain't really your friends. But yet you letting these people into your life, and then something happen to you, and the very ones that praise you be the ones that's criticizing you, and now you are depressed and want to kill yourself because you're getting ridiculed instead of being praised. You know what I'm saying? Or you put somebody else tag you in a picture of the real you, and it's not as flattering as that fake you, and then people start talking about you. You know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, you want to kill yourself. See, that's what happens when you're putting yourself out there and you're living a fake life. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing that, you start being surrounded by fake people that's not really for you. And that's what happened here in this situation. They're like, oh, these guys are our friends. Let's go and invite them in. And these guys are not their friends. And we're going to see by the time we get to the end of the story what's going to happen. So again, you got to be careful with that. That's why it's so important you stay in your lane and you stay with your people and you just enjoy the things that the Lord has blessed you with and use the things that he's blessed you with to do the work that he has for you to do. So they went out and they told him, like, man, these guys are our friends. And he said, so they told him, said, these men are our friends. They said, let's invite them to live here among us and ply their trade, for the land is large enough to hold them, and we can intermarry with them. But they will consider staying here only on one condition. Every one of us men must be circumcised, just as they are. But if we do this, all their flocks and possessions will become ours. Come, let's agree to do this, so they will settle here among us. So again, because based off this deception that Jacob's son told them, they thinking, hey, these guys are going to be our friends. We're going to get their women. We're going to get their flocks. We're going to get some of their possessions, and we're going to intermarry, and everything's going to be great. And they don't realize they surrounded themselves with the wrong people. So then in verse 24 it says, so all the men agreed and were circumcised. And again, I cannot imagine being circumcised as a man. I can only imagine the pain that they had to go through. And we know it was pain because watch what happened next. In verse 25 it says, but 3 days later, when their wounds were still sore, 2 of Dinah's brothers, Simeon and Levi, took their swords, entered the town without opposition, and slaughtered every man there, including Hamor and Shechem. And they rescued Dinah from Shechem's house and returned to their camp. So number 9 is this: others could be hurt by your decisions. Others can be hurt by your decision to go out there and try to keep up the world and try to keep up the Kardashians and change yourself, and put yourself in a position to live a lifestyle you're not like. Others can be hurt by that. Now here we saw they actually got physically hurt, because the guys came in and they killed all the men of the town. So it was a physical hurt. But when I'm talking about spiritually, you know what I'm saying? Or even your marriage. Like I said, the way the Lord made you. I think if y'all looked at my video I did on, it was called Who's Your King? And I was the subject was It's Vanity of Your King. I talked about it by myself. I used to hate the way I look. I used to hate how dark I was. I used to hate how short I was. I used to hate how big I was. I used to hate everything about me until I really started loving the Lord. And when I started loving the Lord, I realized the Lord made me that way for a reason. Because there's certain people that's going to come to me because I'm so dark. There's certain people that's going to come to me because I'm so big. There's certain people that's going to come to me because I'm short. You know what I'm saying? I attract the people. There's certain people in my world that are going to be attracted to me because of how I look, because of the way God made me. So had I got to start changing myself and doing things to change myself, there's certain people in this world that I've been able to help that I might have never been able to help because they never would have came to me because that's not what they was looking for. You see what I'm saying? I might not have the wife that I have now because obviously she likes short, big, black dudes. You know what I'm saying? Big, black, ugly dude. That is what my wife likes because that's what she married. And if I did anything to change that, I might not have her right now. So you got to understand, when you get to change yourself to try to keep up with other people, to keep up the world, you hurt others in the process because there's other people that was looking for a certain characteristic of you, that characteristic that you got rid of that's no longer there. And then, so now you miss out on that blessing. You know what I'm saying? Like I talked about, I know several people that just had plastic surgery, and like I said, they got boob enhancements and butt enhancements, and they thought, oh, now I got this, it's gonna go better. And and I talked to them, and like, man, I like seeing the attractive creeps. Yes, you do, because of what you did to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You change yourself. The man that you was gonna attract, maybe he don't like the guy that was really meant to be your husband. Maybe he don't like big boobs. That's why the Lord didn't give you big boobs. Maybe he don't like a big butt. That's why the Lord didn't give you a big butt. But because you went out there and gave it to yourself, now you missed out on their blessings. So other people can be hurt. There's certain people in your world that's going to be attracted to you because of who you are, the way you look. So when you start being fake, and we start adding fake stuff to it, you start augmenting yourself and changing yourself to be fake, then those people that will normally be attracted to you will actually be repelled by you because that's not what they're looking for. And you'll miss out on blessings, or they may miss out on blessings. And we see in this situation where these men, they was hurt physically because this young woman went somewhere she wasn't supposed to be. Now again, this guy brought it on himself because he should have had more self-control. If he, he should have asked her for the marriage first instead of just taking her and raping her and then, trying to do that. Yeah, but at the same time, all these things that happened, all these events took place because somebody took made a decision to go somewhere they shouldn't have been in the first place. To try to keep up with the world. She want to go again. It said she went out to see the daughters of the land. She want to go. Let's go be nosy. Let's go see what they doing. Let's go see how they living. Let's go see how they party. And look what happened. And now this whole town, all the men in this town, now this whole town has been slaughtered. All the men in this town have been slaughtered, all because of somebody trying to keep up with the world. And I got to understand there's dangers in that. And then in verse 27 it said, then all of Jacob's sons plundered the town because their sister had been defiled there. They seized all the flocks and the herds and the donkeys, everything they could lay their hands on, both inside the town and outside in the fields. They also took all the women and children and wealth of every kind. So again, number 10 is this. Others could lose their blessings because of you. You know what I'm saying? Others could lose their blessings because of you. These people lost everything because of this young girl came to their town. Now, again, their prince kind of brought it on them, but she should have been down in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And look what she's done to her brothers. Now her brothers, now they're murderers, they're liars, they're murderers, and they're robbers. You see what I'm saying? She's brought all this into their lives because she wanted to go and keep up with the Kardashians, see what these other women was doing, and now look at the position she put her brothers in. Now they're robbers. Now they're murderers. Now they're liars. She put them, her bad decision put them on the life, put them on the path that led to sin. And once sin starts, once you get on that path, you don't decrease. You don't go back. You just get worse and worse. It's like a snowball effect. Once you might start off with one little lie, then that lie leads to another lie, and then that lie leads to another lie, and it's just a snowball effect. And it just keep on going. It always gets worse. It never gets better. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to realize, man, be happy with where you are and be happy with what the Lord gave you. And then because she wasn't happy with that, because she wanted to see what everybody else was doing, now she got put in this position. And this town, all the men have been slaughtered, and now they've been robbed, and they've lost everything that they've worked to establish. You see? So others could lose their blessings because of you, because you're trying to keep up with the world. You know, and again, in verse 30 and 31 to finish it out, says, so afterward, Jacob says to Levi and Simeon, you have made me stink among all the people of this land, among all the Canaanites and the Perizzites, we are so few that they will come and crush us, and we will be killed. And they replied, should he treat our sister like a prostitute? They retorted angrily. So now, number 11 is the last thing. You could be the cause of discord among your family. So now you got a family, you got the dad and the sons, they get into an argument because of what the sons did. Now again, guess what they did was noble. They tried to go out there and protect the honor of their sister because of what this guy did to them. But now look at the discord, they're fighting their family. All because she couldn't stay where she was supposed to be at and do the things she's supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So we got to start thinking about more than ourselves. We got to think about how our actions and everything that we do affect others around us as well. And she clearly wasn't thinking about that when she went down there and made this decision to go to this town. She wasn't supposed to be down at that town. There was no reason for her to be there, but she went down there, and because she went down there, she got raped, and then she ended up getting the file. Then now her brothers are murderers, they're liars, they're thieves, and now they're fighting with their dad. All because she wanted to go down there and see what everybody else was doing. Well, all because she wanted to go down there and keep up with the world. And you see what I'm saying? So that's what you got to understand, the importance of just staying in your lane. Stop trying to be like everybody else. Stop trying to be like the world. Stop trying to, if you're a guy, stop trying to floss. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't got the money to have that nice car, if you ain't got the money to have those nice clothes, you ain't got the money to have that jewelry, then don't do that. Just be happy. Just be happy in your place. If you're a woman, don't go out there getting these breast surgeries. Don't go out there and getting these booty surgeries. Don't go out there getting these lips injections and these fake eyelashes and got to put this makeup on your face and all that crap. Be happy with who you are. Because like I said, yeah, you might get the attention that you want, but it might not be the attention. All attention ain't good attention. And all it takes is you come across the wrong person and getting the attention of the wrong person, and this can happen here. She went in that town, like you said, I'm pretty sure she dressed herself up, got all put on her fancy clothes, got her hair all did up, went to the town, and what happened? She caught the attention of the wrong dude. She caught the attention of a rapist. And he took her and he raped her. And because he took her and raped her, then her brothers retaliated. They went down a road of sin and ended up killing all the men in the town and then robbing the town blind. You see what I'm saying? See the consequence, cause and effect. All because she wanted to keep up with the world. So that's what I want y'all to see from this lesson. Like I said, small lesson. Only been an hour and 15 minutes a day, so it ain't bad. I'm doing good because I know it's Labor Day and I don't want to keep y'all long. But at the same time, I think it's important that we start understanding the importance of just being happy with who we are, being happy with our position. That don't mean you can't work to put yourself in a better position. That don't mean you can't work hard, get your money saved up so you can get that nice car. But stop going out getting stuff on credit. Stop going out renting cars to try to floss and make it look like you living bigger than what you really are. Just be happy with where you at until God puts you in a position to elevate you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look at my car. You know, I was doing that wedding and somebody mentioned like, look at this girl said she told her husband because her husband was meeting me. I was over in Hickman County and I didn't know exactly where to go. So her husband was meeting me and she told her husband like, well, you'll know when he get there because he's gonna pull up in his old granddaddy car. You know, that hurt my feelings. Like, oh, I am a granddaddy, but it hurt my feelings. But at the same time, it is an old granddaddy car. But guess what? That granddaddy car get me from A to B. It was, you know what I'm saying, it was free. Now I put some money into it to keep it working, but it was free. So I'm gonna rock that until I can get to where I can have a nice car. You know, I got my truck. My truck got almost 300,000 miles on it. Yes, I would love to have a nice, fancier truck with all the switches on it. But I'm not going to go out here and kill myself and try to live outside my means to get something just to make the world accept me or so I can look better to people in the world. No, I'm just going to work with what I got. This is what the Lord blessed me with. And guess what? I'm going to ride that bad boy till the wheels fall off. So that's what we got to understand. Stop changing yourself to try to fit in with others. Stop trying to live outside your means to fit in with others. Stop trying to be something you're not. Be who you are. Live the life that you have before you. Again, you can always work to improve yourself. I'm not saying that. But be who you are. Work to live the life that you have to live. Live the life the Lord has blessed you with until He bless you to have more. And if you don't, if you go out there and you try to keep up with the Kardashians, you try to keep up with the Jones, you try to be like the world, it's going to put you in a world of danger and you're going to end up hurting yourself more than you help yourself. And we see that what happened here with Dina. So just in review, the 11 things that can happen, 11 dangers that can happen when you try to keep up with the world, keep up with the Kardashians, which is the title. Number one, when you try to keep up with others, you can attract the attention of the wrong person. And we saw here with Dana went down to see what the women of the town was doing, and she caught the attention of a rapist, and she ended up getting raped. Number two, you can put yourself in a bad situation. And again, because she got raped, she ended up in a situation where she can either, decide to be single for the rest of her life and not ever get married, or marry the very dude that raped her. That's a bad situation that she was put in because she was trying to keep up with the world. Number three, you can bring shame upon your family. The word reached Jacob that his daughter had been defiled. In other words, that's a shameful thing to find out your daughter has had sex with a man and she wasn't married. Again, even though we know it was forced, back then they didn't care. All they cared about was the fact that she had been with another man, so no other man was going to want to marry her. So she brought shame upon her family. Number four, you can bring drama into the lives of those that are close to you. When her brothers found out, they was upset. And the girls, like, rightly so. Their sister had been raped. And now they want to do something to get some retribution. So it brought drama into their life. Now they got to go out there and defend their sister's honor, because of what happened to her. So now they got to deal with her drama because she was out there trying to keep up the world. Number five, it can take you out of the will of God. The guys from the other town came in like, hey, man, come marry. We can marry your women and y'all can, we'll let y'all women marry y'all and all that. And, of course, we know that wasn't God's will. The Israelites were only supposed to marry the Israelites. So when you're out there trying to keep up the world, it can take you out of God's will. Number six, it can bring temptations into your life. And we saw here where the guys tried to bribe them. Like, hey, look, we'll give you whatever you want. If y'all will intermarry with us. Y'all let us have your sister and let them intermarry. Those were temptations to them, especially if they was on hard time. That was been a hard temptation for them to get over. But of course, they had enough money where they weren't worried about the money. They were just more worried about what happened to their sister and defend her honor. Number seven, it can lead you on the path of sin. And we saw here what happened to her brothers. First, they lied to the guys from Shechem. Then they went and they killed all of them. And then they robbed them. You know what I'm saying? So they went from being nice, honest men to being liars, robbers, and killers because their sister was out there trying to keep up with the world. So you got to be careful of that. Number eight, you surround yourself with the wrong people. You get out there and you're being fake and you put up these fake profiles and doing all these fake things, and you might get all the likes and you might get all the attention that you want, but you're gonna have the wrong people. You're gonna start bringing the wrong people into your world. You're letting the wrong people into your world, so you have to be careful there because when you do fake things and you put fake posts out there and you put this fake lifestyle out there, you're gonna attract fake people. So you have to be careful about that, and you start surrounding yourself with the wrong people, fake people that don't really care about you. And that's what these guys from Shechem did. They were like, hey, man, let these guys come in. They're going to be our friends, and we're going to intermingle. And what happened? Those guys end up coming in and killing all of them. So we got to be careful. Number nine, others could be hurt by your decisions. Like I said, there's somebody out there right now that wants you just the way you are. The way you are is what's going to attract them. So when you get out there and you start changing yourself, they're not going to have that same attraction. And somebody that you could have helped or somebody that you could have built a life with is now not going to be interested in you because you've changed yourself. So you got to be careful that other people can be hurt by your decisions. Number 10, others could lose their blessings because of you. And we saw here, well, because Dina went down there again, these guys lost, that whole town lost their life and they got robbed blind. They all lost their blessings because she wanted to go out there and keep up the world and end up being in a bad situation. Then number 11, you can cause discord among your family. You can be the cause of discord among your family. And we see here at the chapter end where the dad was arguing with the sons because of what they did. Now again, yes, what the sons did was honorable. They were trying to, protect their sister's honor because of what had happened to her. But the dad was upset because he knew the problem that was going to bring, and he knew could possibly break out in war. And with the amount of people they had in their family could possibly have been wiped out because of what these sons did to go and defend their sister's honor. But because they tried to defend their sister's honor because she was somewhere she wasn't supposed to be, they could have possibly all lost their lives, and their whole family could have been wiped out. And there would have been God's promise right out the window. Now, of course, we know that didn't happen because the people had a fear of the Israelites because they had the fear of the Lord on them, but there was a possibility that can happen. And that's what all these are. These 11 things that I gave you are possibilities of dangers that can happen in your world when you're out there living that fake lifestyle. When you're out there trying to keep up with the Kardashians, when you're out there trying to be something you're not. Be happy with who you are. Be happy with where you are. Be happy with what you have. And just pray that the Lord will bless you to have an increase so you can get to that level you want to be. But don't try to take shortcuts by getting these surgeries and going and get everything on credit so you can floss and look like the world when that's not really the life that you are really capable of living. So I hope y'all enjoyed that little quick lesson. I wanted to keep it under to at least an hour and a half, and I'm right on time today. So y'all can get back to your barbecue. Again, I pray everybody's having a good day. I pray y'all enjoyed that nice little lesson. Of course, I'll be back next Monday at 6 o'clock. I'm not really sure on what I'm going to talk about because I haven't picked up the subject yet, just yet, because I'm going through like what I'm doing now because I've covered all the major stories. So I'm kind of just going through the Bible, and there's some little minor stories in there like this one that I think to have can be very relevant for a lot of things that's going on today. But so if anybody out there got anything they want me to talk about or anything particular that I haven't covered yet, y'all send me, inbox me, and I can work that into my lesson plan, of course. And make sure y'all keep sharing my videos and telling others about it as well. I think everybody that was here today, I think my last video got almost 100. So, you know what I'm saying, the numbers are getting up there, and I really appreciate that. And I know it's because everybody's sharing the videos and telling everybody about me. So I really do appreciate that, and y'all keep on doing that, and we can help this ministry grow. And, of course, last but not least, anybody out there that's not 100% sure that if they die, if they're not 100% sure if they was to die today, that they will go to heaven, please, please, please reach out to me and let me know so I can go over the gospel with you and help you know a way, help you know for sure that you're going to go to eternity when you leave here. And when you go into eternity, you get to spend eternity with our Lord Jesus Christ. And if there's anybody that you know in your world that's not 100% sure about your salvation, send me their number or tag me or anything. Get them in touch with me so I can go over there with them so they'll know that they don't have to go around this world not knowing that where they will be when they go through the door called death. And, of course, last but not least, this is my YouTube page right here. If y'all want to go, I think I got all of them on there except for the one I did last week. I don't think I got the one I did last week on there. But the last one from last week and the one from today, which I will try to get on there this week. But this is my YouTube. If you want to catch back up or just look at some of my old sermons, this is where you will find it at. Type it in just like that, and it will take you straight to my page, and you will see my ugly picture right at the top of my channel. And, of course, I think that is it. So I will pray, and I will get out of here and let y'all get back to your barbecue. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, thank you so much for watching over us, Lord. There's a quick lesson today that I wanted to go over, but I think it's a relevant lesson. With all that goes on in the world today, we got the social media, and we got everybody that's trying to keep up with everybody and keep up with the Joneses and trying to see what everybody else is doing. And we spend so much time worrying about the lives of others. There's whole TV shows centered around the lives of others, Lord. And we got to realize that's a dangerous road that we walk down when we spend so much time and energy worrying about others, Lord. And we should just be happy with the life that you've given us and living the life that's right in front of us. So we ask you just continue to bless us and guide us, continue to love us and care for us, and continue to be with us, Lord, so we can continue to get back on our path and focus more on serving your purpose and your will with our lives instead of focusing on the life of others, Lord. We pray that you just, everybody that's having a day off. I know some that still had to go to work today, but I pray for everybody that had a day off today. I pray you just be with them and just help let them enjoy the day off. And I definitely enjoyed it myself. Got to sleep in, so I definitely appreciate that, Lord. But I pray you just keep us safe as we get ready to finish up this night. Pray everybody have a good, safe night and get to wake up tomorrow with another opportunity to serve your purpose and your will with their lives, Lord. I pray you just be with all your servants. Continue getting your power, love, and wisdom over any problem that may arise that may keep them from doing your work. And I pray you just continue to shine your love and grace down upon us always. Continue to help this ministry to grow. Continue to use it to get your word out, Lord, to show others the importance of putting our faith and trust in you, and to show others the importance of focusing on what you have for us to do instead of focusing on the lives of others, Lord. And like this lesson was talking about tonight. And I just pray you continue to use this family and this ministry to do so. Continue to be the River Lake Baptist Church and Middle Tennessee Baptist Church, two of my home churches, Lord, that it got me started back into this ministry. Just be with the pastors. All the churches really that really truly stands on your word, but definitely those specifically, and just be with the pastors, get them the courage they need to continue to do the work they do, and just continue to help the churches grow and prosper, reach out to the community, to change the lives of others, and capture the lost souls of men as well, Lord. I pray you be with all those that are unsaved, anyone that's watching this video, or anyone just in the world in general that do not know your Savior. I pray you will put your hand upon them and just bring them under conviction and see your spirit down upon their heart and give them the want to make that decision so they can trust you, put their faith and trust in you as Savior, Lord. And I pray that you send one of your faithful servants by to share your gospel with them so they may come to know you before it's too late, Lord. And I ask you to also be with all those that are in the military, keep them safe and secure so they can be home, so they can return home to be with their families, and just keep them protected and help them see no matter how far away from home they get, they're never too far away from you. I pray you be with your nation of Israel, keep them safe and protected, and continue to turn their hearts back to you as well, Lord. Help them see you are the Messiah that they've been waiting for. I pray you be with this country. Give us the wisdom to see how far away from you we've gotten, Lord, and just help us see the lack of godliness that we have today, Lord, and how we're on the path that's not going to end good. It's on the path of destruction unless we have some major happen. And I pray that we have that major revival happen and get back to serving you with all our mind, hearts, body, and soul before it's too late. And I pray you be with all those that's out there that's been sexually misused and abused, Lord. It's something I dealt with, and I know the devastation that can come from it. But I pray you continue to comfort them and help them make it through, and not let them have hatred in their heart because of what they're going through. But I definitely pray for a way for them to get out of this situation. We got so many kids that's involved in that right now and being forced into those kind of lives, Lord. Please just keep your hand upon them and keep them safe and protected, and make a way for them to get out of what they're going through and get them the wisdom and accept their way once it presents itself. And I pray that you would take the evil out of the hearts of the people that would do these things so that we may rid the world of this evil, because it truly is an evil thing that's so prevalent in this world. And I pray that you will heal this world from that evil, Lord. I pray you just continue to watch over us, bless us, and guide us all. Continue to love us and care for us all, and keep us safe throughout the night so we can wake up tomorrow morning and honor you and glorify you once again. I love you and thank you for all you've done and given. Thank you for this message today. Thank you for all those that joined. And I pray you just continue to let this ministry grow so we can do the work that you have for us to do. We love you and thank you for everything. And we say this prayer in your wonderful Son, Jesus' name. Amen. All right, man. I appreciate y'all for joining in today. It's definitely a blessing to have y'all here with me on Labor Day. I know y'all rather be eating your barbecue instead of hearing me run my mouth, but I didn't run my mouth too long today, so it should be good. And I know tomorrow I want to announce too. I know normally I will do the Bible study from the Book of John from the Lost Sheep. I know I had the Lost Sheep last Tuesday, and normally on Tuesday, the next Tuesday, I'll do it for the people online. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to move it. I'm still going to do it, but I'm moving to Thursday. And that way I can get this day. And I've been finding when I'm doing 2 videos back to back, it seemed to kind of take away from the other video. So I spread it out a little bit. So instead of doing it tomorrow, for the Lost Sheep, the Bible study of chapter John, the Bible study for the book of John chapter 19, instead of doing it tomorrow 6, it will be Thursday at 6. So I want y'all to remember that I'll be doing it Thursday at 6, and that way it give people a couple of days to watch this video before I put a new one out there. So I will move it from Tuesday to Thursday, but I will be doing that Thursday at 6 o'clock. I'll be doing a Bible study for the book of John chapter 19. And also next Monday, I will be back here for our regular lessons next Monday at 6. Again, I don't know a particular topic just yet, but if y'all want to send me something that y'all want me to talk about or some particular story you want me to go over that I haven't covered yet, please inbox me and I'll work that into my lesson plan. So other than that, man, y'all enjoy that barbecue. I got some ribs waiting for me in there that I got to go get through. My son and my oldest son is up here hanging out with me as well. So I'm looking forward to that. So we about to go and finish up this night. And I'm going to be pretty fat when I wake up tomorrow. But I pray all y'all are safe. I thank y'all for joining me today. And remember to continue to pray, continue to serve the Lord, continue to watch your back, and continue to be safe out there. I love y'all. Until I see y'all again, peace.